Morning. This lesson is for my Trig-Precalc classes, but before I get started, I want to say I hope that everyone's doing all right out there. I'm not sure how I'm going to title this lesson, but I'm going to title it how I title it in the title. But what I am sure of are our two goals for the day. Our first goal is going to understand what sine and cosine actually mean on the unit circle. And our second goal is going to be to translate and solve simple trig equations. So let's go ahead and jump right into our first goal. Now notice I have the unit circle and I have a couple angles represented. I have a 30-degree angle, a 135-degree angle, and a 330-degree angle. So I'm going to be using these to illustrate what sine and cosine actually represent on the unit circle. So I figure that if I just go through some examples and explain what the examples actually mean, this hopefully removes some of the mystery of what sine and cosine actually are. So here I have the following equation that says sine of 30 degrees is 1/2. This is a true equation. Now let's look at a 30-degree angle. There's my 30-degree angle. 1/2 is the y-coordinate for 30 degrees. So literally, sine of an angle is the y-coordinate for that angle on the unit circle. Okay, so if I ask you for sine of 135 degrees, I'm literally just asking you to say what the y-coordinate is at 135 degrees. And the y-coordinate at 135 degrees is square root of 2 over 2. That's all that I'm asking for when I'm asking about a sine. I want to know the y-coordinate. So the y-coordinate for 135 degrees is square root of 2 over 2. That's how we would answer that question or evaluate that question. All right, so we understand what sine is. Sine is the y-coordinate for an angle. All right, let's talk about cosine of an angle. So here's an example. Cosine of 30 degrees is square root of 3 over 2. Again, if we look at the 30-degree angle, we see that square root of 3 over 2 is the x-coordinate. Right? Square root of 3 over 2 is the x-coordinate for 30 degrees. Literally, the cosine of an angle is the x-coordinate for the angle on the unit circle. So when I ask for cosine of 135 degrees, I'm literally just saying, tell me what the x-coordinate is for 135 degrees. That's what I'm asking. So if we think about sine as a y-coordinate and cosine as an x-coordinate, this hopefully simplifies the unit circle. So the x-coordinate at 135 degrees is negative square root of 2 over 2. That's how we would evaluate this problem. Negative square root of 2 over 2. That is the x-coordinate at 135 degrees. So cosine is the x-coordinate, sine is the y-coordinate. And we will use that understanding to complete and understand our second goal, which is to translate and solve simple trig equations. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and clean this up and set up the second goal. So let me do all that and I'll be back. I'm back. So let's go ahead and do our second goal here, and that's to translate and solve simple trig equations. So I still have my three angles, my 30 degree, my 135 degree, and my 330 degree angle. And so let's just go ahead and jump into the second goal here. So I'm going to start off here with this symbol. This symbol is the Greek letter theta, and we use theta to represent unknown angle measures. So what I have written here is a very simple trig equation. Cosine of theta equals square root of 3 over 2. If I say that equation, it doesn't make much sense. But if I translate this equation into what I know that cosine represents and theta represents, it makes this equation make a lot more sense. So this equation literally means, if you translate it, literally means what angle, because that's our unknown angle, what angle or angles have, now cosine means that we're talking about an x-coordinate, so what angles have an x-coordinate of square root of 3 over 2. I think this is a much easier question to answer than this. But this is asking this. It's just, in math, we talk in code, and so some of us think that this is a more difficult question than what it actually is. So what angle or angles have an x-coordinate of square root of 3 over 2? Well, I have a square root of 3 over 2 here, and I have a square root of 3 over 2 here. So the two angles that have a x-coordinate of square root of 3 over 2 would be 30 degrees and 330 degrees. So that means that my unknown angle, theta, must be equal to 30 degrees, because that has an x-coordinate of square root of 3 over 2, and 330 degrees. All right. So that's how we translate these simple trig equations and solve them. If you actually solve them for what they are, they're very, very simple to solve. So, you know, if this was a sine, we'd be talking about the y-coordinate just like in the previous section. So hopefully this helps you understand how to do this homework assignment, and hopefully it helps you understand how simple the unit circle actually is to use. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Again, I hope everyone is doing all right out there. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.